a suspicious look, he hands me something. If you're going to argue so much, you're no longer useful. Get divorced and leave right away. He throws the completed divorce papers at me. I'm taken aback by the sudden mention of divorce. My husband's unexpected actions stun me, but oddly, it feels strangely fitting. I didn't feel like I could continue being married to my husband. Perhaps this is a good opportunity. I silently pick up the divorce papers from the floor and fill them out. My husband looks at me with a smug expression. His face looks ridiculous, and I almost burst out laughing. After filling out the divorce papers, I bring up the topic with my husband. This house isn't yours, is it? This house is the house I spent time in with my grandfather, and the land belonged to my late grandfather, both of which I inherited, right? Did you forget? When I say this, my husband looks dumbfounded. Even though it's in my name, how are you planning to transfer it? How? I press my husband for answers. Well? My husband suddenly becomes flustered. Could it be you forgot? Before we got married, didn't you move into my house because you thought paying rent was wasteful? It's in my name, so I've been paying the property tax for the house and land every year, and you haven't contributed a penny, have you? That's... Well, it doesn't matter anymore. Once I submit this notice, the divorce will be final, and we'll be strangers. Wait a minute. Let's talk this over. Calm down. That's my line. Just filing for divorce so easily? Are you always this selfish until the end? Unbelievable. I vented all the accumulated frustrations at him. I loved my husband, and I thought he loved me too. But maybe I was mistaken. I never thought our marriage would end so easily. Emily, wait. It's a misunderstanding. Let's talk. Talk about what? Wasn't it you who first brought up divorce? I'm tired of you. Saying this, I carefully put away the completed divorce papers. It's a holiday today, so I'll submit them to the city hall first thing tomorrow morning. My husband is lying on the floor in a daze. This can't be true. How? He mutters incoherently. Without sympathy, I say, this is my house. Leave right away. Once the papers are filed, we're strangers. I can't live under the same roof as a stranger. Despite my husband's resistance until the last moment, I remain steadfast. Because he's just a stranger now, there's no need to hesitate. Even when my husband cried and clung to me, I felt nothing. And so my husband left as if nothing happened. Our divorce spread like wildfire throughout his company. My husband started being looked at with suspicion. Details about the divorce and my husband's behavior throughout our marriage circulated as gossip, and he lost his standing in the company. I wonder who spread the rumors. I only answered what I was asked by my husband's colleagues and subordinates, nothing more. And about 6 months after the divorce, on my way back from the real estate agents, I unexpectedly ran into someone I didn't want to see. It was my ex-husband. Well, he's my ex now, but it seemed like he was waiting for me to come out of the real estate agent's office. It felt creepy. Even if I tried to ignore him, my husband kept following me. Fed up, I reluctantly agreed to talk. Stop it. If you have something to say it and leave. Evelyn, I've always hated you. Huh? What's he suddenly talking about? I learned that my husband had thought I was responsible for his brother's layoff. Huh? Why would it be my fault? Since I married you, bad things have been happening. Come to think of it, after marrying my husband, his parents passed away and he got injured. But his father had been hospitalized before we married, and his mother was always frail. Furthermore, my husband's fall was his own fault for not paying attention. Nevertheless, my husband seemed to think that I was the cause of his misfortune. So you thought all the misfortune was my fault. I always thought you were just clumsy whenever you acted badly, but you were just shifting the blame, weren't you? I was just amazed by my husband. He just blames others and is really selfish, and without any evidence. And yet, he managed to hold a managerial position in his company. I worried that his subordinates might also be criticized without reason. When did this reliable boss become such a person? And I couldn't help but feeling a little pathetic about being married to such a person. But even after divorcing you, bad things keep happening to me. What bad things? When I asked, my husband rolled up his sleeves. His skin was visibly blistered and injured from burns. Actually, 3 months ago, my apartment caught fire, and that's not all. I keep losing my wallet and making mistakes at work. Plus, my brother has been cold lately, and I can't reach him. So even after divorcing me, the misfortune continues. Of course it does. Frankly, even if I heard such stories, I couldn't feel sorry for him or pity him. After all, everything was his doing, and it had nothing to do with me. Please, Evelyn, come back. I can't make it without you. What? Haven't we been living as husband and wife until now? And when you were working, didn't I take care of a lot of things for you? And when your grandfather died, didn't I help you a lot? I felt repulsed by the man standing before me, trying to guilt trip me. All your misfortunes are your own doing, aren't they? Maybe you should reflect on yourself a little. Try to stop blaming others for everything. Saying this, I walked away from my husband. Evelyn, wait, Evelyn, Evelyn. My husband called my name, trying to stop me. But pretending to be a stranger, I disappeared into the crowd. About a week after the divorce, I received a message from my brother-in-law. Well, he's my ex-brother-in-law now. Sis? No. It's just Evelyn now, right? It's about my brother. According to what John told me, it was my husband's decision alone to offer the house we lived in to his brother. John and his wife didn't know anything about it. Matt, he's always had this tendency to be showy, so I've always been worried. His attitude towards you, Evelyn, was terrible, and I always felt bad watching him with you. He's a really kind person. Why are brothers so different? I'm not sure if I should say this, but I think I'm glad you got divorced. I hope you find happiness too. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. I was happy to hear those words. And John soon found a job and seemed to be able to manage his life somehow. I'm really glad. I've been thinking of keeping my distance from my brother. Surely John must have had his own thoughts on this matter. He says he plans to gradually cut ties with Matt. This is why my husband has lost contact with his own brother. Having divorced his wife and become estranged from his beloved brother, my husband has truly become all alone. I hope he realizes the gravity of the mistakes he's made someday. But before that, I need to vanish from my husband's sight. That day, when I met my husband again, I had signed a contract with a real estate agent to rent out the house I inherited from my grandfather. That house is too big for me. However, I can't bring myself to let go of that house filled with memories of my grandfather. If possible, I want someone who truly wants to live there to reside in it. I'll change my phone number, move to a new place, and completely sever ties with my husband. I'm only 35 years old, and my life is far from over.